I haven't ever really had a particular interest in the Transformers Unicron trilogy of figures, but I'm starting to want to branch out to it. I found this figure at a really neat kind of action figure shop, and I figured he'd be worth taking a look at. One of the main reasons being is because Transformers figures weren't really made the way they were back then. I mean, the plastic was super robust and whatnot back then, and plus, on top of that, they just had really weird and fun gimmicks, like this whole battle station thing. Looks interesting, but it's something they don't do anymore. And someone please tell me why Hasbro thought any of these would be a good idea, especially whatever this abomination to humanity is. So this is Transformers Energon Tow-Line, and yeah, this looks like a really unique figure here. As we can see, it's still on the card and everything. I want to give you a good look at it in package and whatnot. So, I mean, figure looks really unique. The packaging's seen better days, which is kind of why I don't mind opening this guy, but we can see we have a very open view of the figure here, Tow-Line Transformers Energon, and then on the back of the box here, we can see all the, like, product imaging and whatnot, and this is how you know this figure's a little bit older, because it has the skill level chart here in the corner. I can't even remember the last time they did that. Obviously, I'm staring at it right now, but, like, they used to do that on the Transformers Generations line. Like, isn't that when it ended? I'm pretty sure. I can't remember. It's been so long. But, you know, you got all your product imaging and whatnot, all that cool stuff. But, you know, a lot of cool stuff happening on the box and whatnot. But let's go ahead and take it out. Now, I know to some people this is going to be an absolute sin because this is like a brand new figure, but the packaging's already damaged a good bit, in my opinion. Like, it's seen way better days, so we're just going to go with it. I'm going to try to keep it in best condition that I can, although I'm not... It's been so long since I've taken a figure off the bubble wrap. Like, is that a term? Bubble wrap? What is... Like, it's been so long since I've taken a figure off the card like this. Like, I can't even remember the last time they did that. I think they used to do that with the beginning of the War for Cybertron Kingdom line. I want to say that was the last time they did it. And I didn't get but one core class figure, which was the last time we saw the bubble wraps on cards and stuff. So, it's been a second to say the least. But I'm going to do this in presumably a orderly fashion here. So, got that opened up. We should be able to take the whole insert out here. Yeah, there we go. Get all the goodies out. There we go. And the box is still nice and preserved, which I like to see. So, yeah, here we got the figure. We got the little goodies right here. There's no telling what's in this. So, got that. Got the collector's card here, the main figure, the weapon, and the instructions. So, there you have that. Can I just say, these little twist ties are such an easy and effective way of storing the figure without having to worry about damage to the figure. And look at that, they put like a little protective wrap over the figure so you didn't have to worry about the plastic being scratched or the paint being scratched up. Stuff like that you just don't see anymore. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's got some heft to it, so... Oh, it's sticking to the review station. Ah! But, like... This just makes me miss older figures. This is why I love messing around with figures from the early 2000s. I like Revenge of the Fallen stuff, and this is why I'm kind of leaning into the Unicron trilogy line of stuff, because I've heard a lot of good things about it, as I'm throwing stuff everywhere. But, yeah, this is his little gun accessory thing that folds out in 15 different areas. Yeah, there's that. But, yeah, I've heard a lot of good things from this line. I just haven't really got that many figures from it. So this will be the first. So I've taken a few minutes to become well acquainted with the figure, and I gotta say, it's interesting. However, it doesn't disappoint on the quality or the fun factor of the figure itself. I do like the vehicle mode that we end up with here. It's a cool little van. It is a brick on wheels, but I do like what's going on here. It's kind of like a news channel truck or perhaps like a surveillance vehicle of some sort with all the satellite dishes going on top. Looks really cool. You know, the more I think about this guy being a news channel truck of some sort, can you imagine this guy hooking up to the Autobots TV just so he can stream their favorite movies and shows? All joking set aside, the vehicle mode that we end up with here is a little bit rudimentary by design, but looks really good. We can see we got all this nice paint detail along the side of the van here, and if we look in this little port here, I really like this detail, but there's a little Autobot insignia on the inside of that port, which looks really, really cool. I like the translucent windows and everything too as well. I think those turned out really nice, and the wheels are pinned on, which just, he rolls so flawlessly. It's just so smooth. But I really do like that. That's just a lot of fun. Again, we don't really see pinned on wheels on modern figures anymore, so that is really nice. And pretty much what you get is what you see here. You know, I like the Autobot insignia there on the front. I think that really looks nice. And as we come around here to the back, we can see we got the doors molded on. But that's pretty much it. It is truck. It is van. It go vroom vroom. And it streams all your favorite TV services. Who knows, maybe he streams to the local TV stations about the Decepticons trying to take over the city. I don't know. You know, the transformation for this figure is super basic, but it is a lot of fun, but you do have to remove the entire bottom half from the vehicle mode. We'll get on that here in a minute, but let's take a look at robot mode. You know, honestly, it's fun to mess around with Transformers like this because, again, much like the vehicle mode, what you see is what you get. It's not a bad thing by any stretch of the imagination, but if we take a look at the robot mode here, we can see very simplistic, very, you know, it's not bad looking. I like the way it turned out. He's definitely a lot smaller than what his vehicle mode is, but, you know, it's unique and it's different. Honestly, the detail that we are presented with here is pretty much as is. You know, you got some nice detail there on his arms and whatnot, a little bit on his thighs, but that's about it. And then we take a look at the head sculpt here, and the head sculpt looks pretty good. Looks really nice. It's got some nice paint on it and whatnot. But honestly, I do like the head sculpt. I think that does look cool. But yeah, as far as the build of this guy goes, he's definitely a chunkier character. The little satellite accessory that we see him have on the vehicle mode does actually transform technically into like what I'm considering like a sniper rifle type apparatus. So you kind of extend that and unfold it. And, you know, oh, whoops. And, you know, kind of looks like a sniper rifle to me. This is the scope, the barrel, the muzzle brake there at the front. That's the feeling I'm kind of getting from it. And then you can have him hold it. It is a bit heavy in his hand, and it just kind of looks odd with it being all red, translucent plastic. But, I mean, it works. Now, realistically, you're going to be using it with the other half of the figure, which you separated during the transformation. So this is kind of the battle platform, in quotations, because this is literally the bottom half of the vehicle just separated from the rest. Okay, we can definitely do that, but you kind of take this and you plop it onto here, and you get this little battle station, which, I mean, it works. The battle station has, like, machine guns picked out and some mechanical detail, which I'm not going to show you both panels here because they're both the same. But, you know, it's got mechanical detail in there and whatnot. And, I mean, it works. These front posts can come undone as well, these front treads, to kind of make it like a, you know, walking whatever mode. Sure, why not? There are a couple different ports so you can scoot the rifle back and get him kind of using the battle station, but it's mainly just for decoration. Actually, now that I mention it, it does look pretty cool from this camera angle. But then you kind of see the angle I'm viewing at, and it's just a little bit more anticlimactic. You know, stuff like this doesn't pop up too often, but he can ride the battle station like a skateboard. I think it looks pretty decent, actually. Like, is it just me, or am I kind of losing it? Oh yeah, I'm definitely losing it. It's a Transformers Centaur. Why does it work so well? All the wheels are pinned on, by the way, so you can 110% have this guy rolling out into battle. This might be a display option for me, just saying. Trailer set aside, the articulation's pretty basic. You got a swivel in the head, you got a joint here in the shoulder that allows him to move forward and backwards, outwards movement, ball joint here at the shoulder. There is no real bicep. It immediately goes shoulder, arm. There is no kind of bicep or in between. So you do get a ball joint here, no waist rotation. You do have a ball joint here in the legs, so you got a lot of free movement there. Knee bend well over 90 degrees, and then you do technically get a toe tilt for the transformation, and that's it. So, Although for smaller figures like this, that's kind of how articulation went back in the early 2000s, so I mean, by comparison's sake, it's not bad. Why does he look so stoic and like he's thinking about something in such deep thought? It looks so cool. So there you have it, Energon Tow-Line, and honestly, I'm not disappointed. I definitely say he's an awesome figure. I do think the parts forming of having the entire back end of the entire under part of the vehicle coming off for the transformation is a bit overkill, but that was just kind of the gimmick part of the line, and that's part of the reason I got this figure. I wanted to dabble around with a figure from a toy line that I don't really have much experience with, and I really kind of miss having Transformers with gimmicks like this. This I am definitely not going to recommend to everybody because there are figures out there in today's age that are definitely better. But with that being said, this was a part of a toy line that is just a lot of fun. I gotta say, no matter where he's at, he's always looking stoic, and I cannot get enough of him being on a surfboard. So that's been my look at Energon Tow-Line. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to leave a like. Let me know what you think of this figure down in the comment section below, along with some of the other Energon figures or the Unicron trilogy as a whole. And be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video from my channel. That's all from me, Champion Productions, signing off.